So right now it's right around 8:15 p.m. on Monday. Monday, August 21st. I'm just washing up after dinner, washing a few dishes, rinsing a few items, and something in that water, has just made me really sick just by putting my hands under it for a few minutes. And at the same time, there's been someone in and around the bathroom that's behind this wall. That's a vacant unit, the former unit of a homicidal psychopath, registered sex offender, and malignant cyber criminal / surveillance expert / hacker named Jasmine Irizarry, who also seems to be quite talented at messing with physical infrastructure of buildings, including door locks and plumbing systems. And I can't use this water right now because there's suddenly some kind of nasty chemical in it that has made me suddenly really sick within the last few minutes just while standing here washing dishes. And I actually don't use commercial dish soap to wash dishes. I use a gentle hand soap like Dove. I don't have any chemicals around here in this area that could possibly be causing the sudden illness. The food that I ate was packaged, so it wasn't like part of a large open container that somebody could have previously contaminated. But I can't use this water right now. And what I do when it starts making me sick is I let it run for a few minutes, because whatever's in there isn't supposed to be in that water. Whatever is making me really sick right now is some type of toxic chemical that is being somehow allowed to leach into the intake pipe to this tap. And the intake pipe is the pipe that intakes water from the street, from the water main down on the street, and brings it up to my tap. And 4 years ago, the homicidal psychopath who lived in the bathroom behind this wall since 2013, she had a lot of work done on the pipes behind my sink one Saturday afternoon. It was around June of 2019, maybe July or June, sometime in the summer. And it went on for like 2 hours. There was all kinds of sawing and hammering and blowtorch using against the pipe to this tap. And I thought it was the management that was doing it. So when I contacted Peter Casparello, who was the maintenance manager at the time, I was like, Peter, what was going on in that bathroom over the weekend? He's like, nothing. Like, what are you talking about? I said, well, there was all kinds of construction being done against the pipes to my kitchen sink. And he's like, that wasn't us. And since then, another few employees of this building have suggested that there is a illegal valve on the pipes that lead to this tap, the intake pipes. Again, the pipes that bring up water from the street. And the result of that is that intermittently this water smells like sewage. Because once you have a saddle valve on a pipe, you can pump in whatever you want. A saddle valve basically punctures the intake pipe to a tap so that you can inject stuff into it. It's actually a technology used in third world countries to pump in bleach into water that is being piped from like a local river or a pond or, a well or something. And if you want to purify that water, you use a saddle valve to puncture a hole in the intake pipe, and you can put bleach in there to purify the water. That's how you purify water in third world countries where you don't have like water treatment plants or things like that. But that technology seems to be being used on the water that comes out of this tap. But instead of using something to clean it, they're putting toxic stuff into my water, which is why the water often smells like sewage. It has this really nasty shit smell, as if it's coming straight out of a toilet. And then it's also intermittently makes me sick with some type of chemical residue or contaminant that causes instant and sudden muscle cramping and stabbing pains under the rib cage. And it only happens when I use the water from this tap. I bet you $1 million if I go down the hall to the common bathroom right now and use the water from that tap, I will not be suddenly having sudden muscle cramping and stabbing pains under my rib cage. It also was making my skin burn just now when I was rinsing my hands with it. And water should never, ever make your skin burn. So whatever is in this water right now is really toxic, and I have to keep the water running to clear out whatever contaminants and toxic chemicals are making my skin burn right now and giving me stabbing pains under my rib cage and causing my muscles to suddenly cramp up and spasm. And no, it's not the food that I ate. I ate about 25 minutes ago. I wouldn't suddenly be having sudden stabbing and cramping pains 25 minutes later. Besides, the food that I ate is the same food I ate yesterday, and it didn't make me sick. And the food I ate just now didn't make me sick. I usually buy the same set of frozen prepackaged dinners. And so if I eat one, it should be fine. And if I eat the next one, it should be fine too, right? It's the same exact food in those containers. So no, it's the water from this tap. I've been reporting this for years. And again, because nobody has ever done anything about it, because they have a vested interest in allowing the psychopath who seems to be able to access the plumbing system for this tap, they have a vested interest in allowing her to do whatever she wants and pump in whatever she wants, because they've been trying to get rid of me since 2013. And as I've mentioned in prior videos, the Greenville Group is a criminal organization connected to the Russian mafia, as I've been informed by 2 separate housing agents in the last few days, and also to BLM. So and BLM is a criminal organization. Sorry, people who think that it's some type of benevolent charity that helps Black people. BLM does not do anything to help Black people. It actually takes money from donations and spends it on hookers, strippers, peep show workers, and all kinds of sex services. So BLM is basically a scam that is a criminal organization that really does absolutely nothing to help Black people. So the Greenville Group is a big BLM supporter, and they're also connected to the Russian mafia. So anything that I report under these circumstances should not be, far-fetched, because you're not dealing with a normal, legitimate business that does things above board and that follows laws and rules and regulations. You're dealing with a criminal organization with ties not just to an international criminal network like the Russian mafia, but you're also dealing with a business that sponsors a known scam that is BLM. BLM is a scam. Sorry, guys. There's other charities that help Black people that are legitimate. BLM is not one of them. So stop deluding yourselves into thinking that BLM actually does stuff for Black people. It doesn't. And it has been proven to have embezzled hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in donation money on sex workers, strippers, hookers. And that's why Amazon dropped BLM from their platform years ago. So stop deluding yourselves and thinking that BLM is somehow helping Black people. It's not. But the landlord is a BLM supporter, aider and abetter, and they're kind of stupid about that. Obviously, it's very clear. So again, what I report here is happening to this tap water. And because BLM is basically a third world organization, just like the Russian mafia, I mean, really, anybody who tries to destabilize neighborhoods in the United States for their own political gain, for their own economic gain, for their own personal gain, they're a third world criminal organization. So that's BLM, and that's the Russian mafia. They're pumping toxic chemicals into my tap water. And the result is I can't use that tap water. My skin starts to burn and sometimes blister when I use it to wash my hands. And when I try to forget about drinking it, I can't drink it. But I get sick even just using it for hand washing and for washing dishes. And it often smells like shit. So somebody is obviously pumping sewage into the intake pipe to this tap. And because several employees of the Greenville Group have indicated there is a saddle valve somewhere along the intake pipe to this tap, this is not so far-fetched. It's entirely within the realm of what is physically possible. And given that BLM and the Russian mafia are involved with the Greenville Group and vice versa, these criminal organizations that are large scale, not only is this possible, but it's highly likely.